Welcome to the Repair Shop, where cherished family heirlooms are brought back to life.
This is the workshop of dreams.
Home to furniture restorer Jay Blades.
Nowadays, everybody spends a fortune on stuff that once it's broken, they just bin it. But everybody has something that means too much to be thrown away, and that's where we come in.
Working alongside Jay will be some of the country's leading craftspeople.
Every piece has its own story. It's amazing to think that some of my work becomes part of that story.
I've always played with things, I've always repaired things, and I just love it.
There is a real pleasure in bringing people's pieces back to life again.
Each with their own unique set of skills.
Right tool for the right job.
They will resurrect, revive,
Come on, man!
and rejuvenate. Treasured possessions and irreplaceable pieces of family history.
Wow, she's fantastic.
Bringing both the objects
This is what I remember.
and the memories that they hold
Wow.
back to life.
Oh, my God.
In the repair shop today, Steve gets to grips with a favourite childhood toy.
There we go. Sounds a bit like a fire engine or a doorbell. It's quite a magical piece, really.
And Kirsten takes on an oriental artifact with an unusual history.
It can be used for bloodletting as a sort of medical practice for treating all sorts of various illnesses.
Yeah, that is a bit grim.
First to arrive at the repair shop, a very special delivery, all the way from deepest Dorset.
That's it. Oh, that's close. Oh, that's very close, isn't it? That's very close. Oh, here we go. That's it, that's about it. God blimey. How we doing, sir?
John Felsted and Kevin Oakley have brought a little piece of local history that's seen better days.
This looks heavy.
That's it, boys, that's it, boys.
Come on.
Yeah, I got it, I got it. So now I've got my breath back. What is it we've got here?
You've got the village sign from a little village in Dorset called Winterbourne-Stickland.
So how come we've got the village sign? Why is this thing so important?
This was crafted by the whole village. Reg Lomax, who was a baker.
A baker?
He was a baker.
Right.
He was a very good cake decorator, so he designed all this in plasticine. And then they decided amongst themselves who would carve what. We have a local engineering works that made the ironwork. We've got a man that makes ceramics.
Yeah.
So he made that.
Loads of people have come together to make this sign.
Yeah. And it depicts various parts of the village.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's quite interesting how you've got different things going on here. With the gloves and the clock.
That's the mill house.
And then there's a church.
It's the church, yeah.
So on the other side, there's a different picture.
Yes, there's different pictures, yeah.
Does this mean that we're going to have to turn this over to look at the other side?
Well, I've just got my breath back. I'm not too sure about turning it over. Up, there we go. Oh, wow.
Actually, can we have a look at the other side again?
Right. Now, this side looks in a lot better condition.
One faces north, one faces south, and I think you'll
Okay.
find this faces south.
Now, this is spelled differently.
Sticker Lane, yep.
Right.
And a very old name. Winterbourne Stickerland.
And then they've got a date down here. What's this? What's that?
1988, that's the date it was unveiled.
Do you have any pictures?
We do have pictures.
Oh, this is quality. Oh, I get it now. That's why we've got the post. So this would sit right on top of that. So it needs a good support, because this is very heavy.
It is heavy.
Yeah.
The main problem with the post, of course, is the crack all down through the middle.
Yeah.
It would be very nice to see it put back to its original condition.
Simple. We can do that, can't we?
I think this is going to be much like how it was put together in the beginning, a big team effort by the repair shop.
Yeah.
If anything, my only concern would be the post. That's probably solid oak, and looking at that split, it'd be a shame to do all of this work, put it back, and then this just
I can't disagree
breaks
with that.
apart.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing to do would be to replace the entire post. Exactly. So I think, Jay, you might have to stretch the budget with this one and look deep into that old wallet of yours.
Well, it's a bit dusty. I haven't found it for a couple of months, but yeah, I'm sure I can stretch. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys take care now. That's a nice story, isn't it?
Lovely story.
OK, so this is you.
It's not all me. I think we can get Kirsten onto the ceramic part.
Yeah.
Maybe
Cool.
Dom on the metal.
Right.
And I'll tackle this wood.
First port of call is metalworker Dom.
God, this is heavy.
OK, be careful, because that's ceramic.
OK. What is this?
It is the top of a village sign, but I need your help to take this apart.
The thing is, this is all the same steel frame. The only way, really, would be to take it completely apart, break it into sort of the 5-6 pieces.
That works well for me. So much easier for me to clean all the individual panels separately rather than having this humongous sign on my bench.
I can take the metal part out and leave you with just the wood.
Fantastic. Well, I'll leave you to get that metal
I'll get this off, yep.
separate, and let me know when the bits are separate and I can...
I'll run it in. No worries.
Top man. Thanks, Dom.
Many of the items that arrive in the repair shop are faded old toys that stir happy memories. Mervyn Granshaw is hoping that the team can rescue his favourite boyhood possession.
How we doing?
Very well indeed, thank you. Nice to meet you.
What is it we've got here?
This is a Dennis fire engine. They made most of the world's fire engines for probably 100 years.
Right.
And during the Second World War, my father, who was a cabinet maker, he knew this gentleman who worked in the factory, who was a skilled metal worker, and he made this model during his spare time as a hobby. He gave it to my father. My father's name was Dennis. If you look on the side of the bonnet side, you'll see it's not only a Dennis fire engine from the Dennis fire engine factory,
but it's made for Dennis.
Made for Dennis, my father. And so he came home with it one day and gave it to me as a toy.
And you used to play with this?
Oh, yeah, it was my favourite toy.
So what did it used to do then? Like, you say you played with it, you just push it up and down, or does it do stuff?
No. How it works is this. If you operate this one on the side, they can go up as far as you want. And then this one here will rotate it anywhere you want it to go.
Yeah.
When it's working and all the strings are functional, there's another little lever here, and when you rotate it, the ladders will extend all the way up. So you have a triple-length ladder. It also had headlights at the front, operated by this switch, a little interior light for the driver, and also underneath there is a bell.
So this is a one-off, isn't it? There's no other vehicle like this anywhere in the world, is there?
No, not at all. This is the only one.
I think this is all going to clean up beautifully, actually, and look absolutely cracking when we've got it all up together, working, lights on, ladder working, and everything as it should be.
So, Steve, you should be able to fix this. You used to be a fireman, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I was a fireman for 30 years, retained fireman. Yeah, just waiting for a call when I was working on clocks. And, yeah, I'd learned to drive fire engines on a Dennis.
So you know how to work this, then?
Yeah.
So what you would like us to do with this is get it up to full working condition?
Yes. I've now got a granddaughter, and it would just be lovely if it was as it was when I was little.
Well, thank you for bringing it in.
Not at all.
And we'll let you know as soon as we've done.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
You take care.
Bye-bye now.
It's so special, I can't do anything other than try and get it restored. It was such fun. You could play endless games because obviously it would run from room to room. I could elevate the ladder and it could reach almost anything that I could reach as a child. And so we played all sorts of games, not only with firemen running up, but soldiers running up and all sorts of things. It was terrific. And I'd love to be able to hand it over in the same condition that I had it.
There's quite a lot to be done on this, actually, apart from cleaning it up. I mean, it will clean up really well. There's a lot of brass on here that will polish up nice and look great. I've got to work out how the ladder's extended with all the ropes and everything. And also the electrics inside I need to sort out as well, because the two lights, there's the one that I've got to refix in there. I'd like all that to work as well. The bell is in quite a state, and I'm not sure yet how that rings. When you work on a piece like this that obviously has been made by someone that knows what they're doing, it's an honour to work on it, actually, and I try and put myself in the mindset of that person and think, you know, how can I get it back to how they would have liked to have seen it, you know, when it was new.
At the back of the workshop, Will's getting to grips with the Dorset Village sign, built by the residents themselves 30 years ago.
I am beginning to clean off the old varnish. It smells quite damp and it sort of feels quite damp, so I don't want to start scraping it with anything too abrasive because I don't want to start ruining the wood behind. So I'm using this dental tool. It's really fine and really small. Something actually really satisfying about this. Peeling back the years, you can actually see some areas where whoever had carved this before have left tiny imperfections and scratches and things. And if I went over this with sandpaper, I might have lost that. So it's quite nice to see a bit of the maker's mark. The more time I spend cleaning this, the more time I actually appreciate the time, the effort that's gone into carving it.
But now it's the repair shop team which is putting in the hard graft. Kirsten is running her eye over the once colourful ceramic country landscape, which has been growing greener with every passing season.
This side has obviously borne the brunt of the weather, and it's got quite a lot of algae and stuff growing on it, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a clean, and I'm just going to try some water on a cotton wool swab and see how that does. Actually, that's coming off really, really well. So hopefully this is just going to be quite a quick clean. I'm finding a really lovely plaque under here. I love this kind of craft style pottery. I'm seeing sky and sort of fields and a river. It's rather lovely.
The team in the workshop is accustomed to working with prized pieces from all over the globe. And this morning, Jane Martin has arrived with precious cargo.
Hello, what a beautiful place this is. There we go, thank you.
An ancient artifact from the Far East.
So, what do we have
Here we
there?
are. Well, we've got a ceramic plate and it fell off a shelf. And now it's in these pieces, and
Did I hear ceramic?
Shattered.
Yes, I was about to call you over.
Hello, I'm Kirsten.
I hope you can help because
Let's have a look.
It was bought by my grandfather in the 1880s. He was a very cultivated man. It was already broken at the bottom here. You'll perhaps find the ancient glue and the tragedy, it fell off the shelf to the ground and I was shattered and I want to hand it on to the next generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why it means a lot, you know, to have it made good again. I would love to know if you you know, what was it for, and is it Japanese or Chinese?
Actually, I think it is Japanese.
Why would you say more Japanese than Chinese?
Well, just the Imari ware is quite typically Japanese. How long have you had this?
I've known the plate all my life.
Right,
it was in my father's house, you know, inherited from his father who bought it. And then it was now in my house, and this has happened under my watch, as it were. And I do feel simply dreadful.
Do you happen to know if all the pieces are here?
I was about to ask the same question.
Yes, that's all I have. These are a
They
bit
seem to have
tiny.
broken into relatively large pieces, which is quite handy, whereas if you have lots of small pieces, it makes it a lot harder.
Do you know, Kirsten, it is really Aesthetics mean a lot to me, and I just love things that are beautiful. And as William Morris said, and I'm sure you all know, keep only those things in your house which are either beautiful or useful.
Well, I know Kirsten would do a fantastic job.
Yes, thank you
Lovely.
very
Thank
much
you.
again.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye-bye. I've known it all my life. I love it a lot, and it makes me think of my grandfather who bought it. I'm a great believer in keeping things in the same family over the generations, and this might be a way to do just that.
You think you're up for the challenge?
Always up for the challenge.
Always up for the challenge.
I think initially I'd just like to actually see if all the pieces are actually here.
Well, I was going to make it a bit trickier for you. We'll just take a piece of it.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Would you like some help with it back to your table?
Do you mind?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Imari porcelain was first produced in Japan in the 17th century. The hand-painted depictions of flora and fauna in blues, reds and golds are highly sought after when they're in one piece.
I've just realised that I think I've got a whole corner missing here. So I think I'm going to have to make up this piece here. So that's going to be interesting. OK, that's a shame, actually. I was really hoping that most of it was there, but anyway, I'm sure I'll tackle it.
Across the workshop, Steve is rebooting a one-of-a-kind fire engine. It was made during the Second World War and was a fully functioning replica of the real thing.
We've got the turntable ladder device there. There's obviously coming from some device from the Dennis factory. Got the switch unit there that goes on top. That looks a lot better now. And I've got to paint the railings of this ladder section before I polish it up, because I don't want any polish to get onto the railings before I polish it, because the paint won't take.
The three extending ladders have been out of action for decades. All Steve's technical expertise is required here.
I'm repairing the ladder at the moment, and it's got an issue with it, because this hole here where the string goes through is actually cut a little slot just in the hole there, and that's actually making the string that goes through it bind. So it was no wonder that the ladder wouldn't raise. So I've actually made a bush that I'm going to put in there, and I've rounded either end so that the string will slide through it nicely, and that should rectify the problem forever. So,
how are we getting on with Mervyn's fireman?
Yeah, it's coming on really well.
What are you doing?
Cleaning up the wheels now. Yeah, I've done the other ones. Quite interesting. They've all got different number of wheel nuts. There's 4, 6, and on the other side, there's 2 on the front there and 6 on the back.
So why is that? Why do they do that?
I think they just used what was available and just carried on.
So, is it cleaned up? You're taking all the ladders off and everything. The wood looks amazing.
Yeah, it's come out really well. Kirsten's going to paint the wheel arches and this front bit here. So the whole thing's going to look great. I've cleaned all this up.
Oh, that looks special now, doesn't it? Eh?
Yeah.
Like
so it's all going to look like that. I've taken off all the brass mounts. They're all going to polish up beautifully as well.
Oh, all right. So what can I do then? Is it ready to go?
Yeah, if you can take this over to Kirsten.
All right, no problem.
Got it?
Yep, I've got it.
And the ladder? She's got to take that as well. She's going to paint the rails of that.
Sorry, mate.
Yep.
Got it.
OK, cheers.
No problem.
Hello, you.
You all right?
Oh, you brought me a toy.
Yeah. Let's have a little play around with this.
Oh, wow. My goodness.
Well, Steve's working on the mechanism. If you don't mind, need this bit painted in the cream.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And then green on that bit.
Right.
Red, 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 and red.
OK.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine. Leave it with me. That'd be great.
All right.
Outside, the village sign's metalwork is getting some special attention from Dom.
Before this frame goes off to be powder coated and painted, I just need to do a tiny repair on this side. I've had to cut this tab off to get the wood out intact, so we're just going to weld that back on.
But one piece of the sign is beyond rescue. The old oak post, leaving Will with the task of carving a new one from scratch. Although the huge lump of new timber is putting up some stiff resistance.
This oak is so solid and the grain is going in so many different directions. With carving down the edge here, it's been really hard not to split up the wood. When you're chiseling, there's always a chance that the blade finds the grain of the wood and it follows it, so you have bits of wood splitting off. Once you've split it, you can't really go back. So I've had to sort of carve it from different directions.
Back on Steve's bench, there's been a slight hitch with the fire engine.
I wanted to put the original bell back on, so I put a screw in there, and the screw came through and actually broke a coil, one of the wires on the coil there. So what I've had to do is take a lot of the coil off, solder it up, and then put it back again. And should... There we go. Sounds a bit like a fire engine or a doorbell.
Steve, I've got something for you.
Ooh, good. Oh, excellent. Good, good, good. That's brilliant. That means I can get on with the rest.
Okay.
That's lovely. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Oh, that looks so much better. That's a good green.
Yeah, it took a couple of goes, but got there in the end.
Thank you so much. So I've got to a stage now where I've rebuilt the headlights. I'm also popping another switch in as well, which is, funnily enough, a doorbell switch for the bell. Before, it was all wired into one switch, so the lights would come on and the bell would go on and the bell would be going continuously. So for Mervyn's sanity, that will be pressed and then the bell will go at that point only, as opposed to going all the time and driving them insane. So, yeah, just ready to put it all back together again now. Quite a magical piece, really.
Kirsten is preparing to put together all of the broken pieces of the antique Japanese porcelain.
I just want to see if I can get this animal glue off this old adhesive. Yeah, that's coming off quite nicely, actually. It's quite satisfying. It's really important to make sure that all the exposed sort of break edges are really, really clean. Any old adhesive is removed, and if you just have one of them that's out of alignment, it actually can put the whole piece out of alignment. So one join's wrong, it then sort of goes on to the next join, and actually you just don't get a very good bond. So it's actually coming off quite easily. I'll still steam clean it.
With the Victorian glue removed, this porcelain jigsaw puzzle can begin to be pieced back together.
So I think I'm going to try and make it into sort of two large sections and then join the two pieces together. So it needs really, really thorough mixing, this adhesive. You basically have to mix it for as long as you can bear to mix it and then mix it a bit more. just going to put the tape on now. There we go. And hopefully that way I'll get a really good, tight stick. Almost whole again. I'm just pulling some of these joins a little bit tighter together with the tape, because now the bowl is actually supported, gravity is actually pulling it all together. I can make those little adjustments. I'm quite pleased with the way that's gone together, actually.
But this puzzle is missing a piece, which Kirsten is going to have to rebuild using a ceramic resin.
As it's such a large area, I'm going to support the area with some dental wax and then actually fill on top of that.
Kirsten must draw on all her years of experience to replicate the centuries-old porcelain.
I'm just hoping that I can actually get the translucency and the colour right. It's always quite difficult with something like this. I start off with some white pigment, a cerulean blue, and just take a few tiny grains of pigments, pop them to the side there. So hopefully that's the sort of blue colour. So I'm going to add in some yellow ochre, and immediately you can see that that gives it the sort of the warmth. Try it out on a small area. It's quite difficult when you do a fill that's this big and this deep. You've got to make allowances for the light actually coming through from the back to the front. And as I get more and more fill actually into this and it gets deeper and deeper, I might have to make adjustments. But it's just a case of trial and error, actually.
After overcoming his carving issues with the village sign, Will's discovered another problem with the new wood that's left him a little stumped.
So the post is made out of oak, which is naturally quite light, but everything else has been carved in mahogany, which is quite dark. So I'm going to use this stain here to give it an overall colour to match the original mahogany. Only problem with that is there is so much wood here that needs staining and polishing, and I could really do with another pair of hands.
Luckily, Dom's on hand to help save the day.
This is all looking good.
It's looking really good. It just needs to be stained and polished.
Good.
I say just needs to be stained and polished. There's so much wood. So I was thinking I need an apprentice.
Right, OK, yeah. Happy to help.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll go first.
Go on, yeah, I'm waiting.
So what I'm doing is I'm applying it to the surface, then using the tissue to sort of blend it in. Because if you go on too heavy, then it almost looks like it's just been painted.
Yeah, you don't want to lose all this nice grain,
no,
do we?
and then if you rub it in, you can still see that it's the mahogany, and you can see still see the grain of the wood.
Lovely. OK, I think I can do that. Shall I start on this bit?
You sure can.
Can I stipple this, or what do you want to do? Just...
See? Natural.
How am I doing?
Yeah, good. You got the job.
I don't know what all the fuss is about.
Kirsten has got the Japanese porcelain bowl back in one piece again, including the missing part that she's lovingly recreated. The prominent cutout section on the rim is a clue to the bowl's original purpose.
Now, what is that, anyway?
It's actually primarily, I think, probably a barber's bowl, but equally it can be used for bloodletting.
Which is what? What's a bloodletting bowl?
In ancient times, they would basically bleed you.
It's actually used as a sort of medical practice for treating all sorts of various illnesses.
Yeah.
But you offer it up to the neck and presumably do whatever you're going to do.
Sounds a bit Sweeney Todd to me.
Yeah. I was going to demonstrate, but I don't know if it's bad luck. I don't want to put a curse on myself. But I think that I'm going to hold it with two hands.
Yes.
If you're having a shave, yeah.
Right.
And then if you're letting, then it's more like Something like that.
Yeah. And barbers obviously have sharp knives, and I think that they actually assisted in bloodletting. And bloodletting, I think, is used for centuries.
Yeah, that is a bit grim.
Yeah.
What more do you need to do to this?
So I've just been colour filling it here and here, and sort of various places where there's kind of on the base. I'm just actually sanding back at the moment, and then I'm going to polish it and then paint it, and that's it. I'm back in a bit.
All right, I will do. I'll hold you to that.
All right. Thanks, Will.
That's all right.
Back outside, Dom's putting the village sign back together. Repair shop foreman Jay's helping to make sure this project is completed on time for the village.
I heard there's some varnishing that I need to do around
Absolutely. This is definitely a job for you. Will showed me how to do all the varnishing. It was fairly straightforward, to be honest. So.
Hold on, you've done all the varnishing of this already?
Yep, stained it, varnished all of this. I've painted the end of the post black, because that's the bit that's going to be in the ground.
That's got to be kind of like waterproof then, yeah?
Because that was the problem on the original post. That's where it went rotten.
Right. You want this varnished?
Yes, this is the last piece. That's the stuff brushed there. That'd be great if you don't mind.
No problem.
Don't want any runs in that? No.
Of course not. Me getting runs? Are you taking the mickey?
No, I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare.
Because you've got to remember, it's loads of craftsmen that actually took part in this in the village.
Spent a long time making it, yeah. Need to do them justice, don't we? Come on, Jay, do you want me to finish up? You must have better things to do, no?
I want to do this.
OK, I understand.
Yeah? Every now and again, I like to get on the tools.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful for the help. It looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
It's been fun.
And that's it. Done.
Once the varnish is dry, all that remains is to carefully piece the jigsaw back together before the sign can be restored to pride of place on the village green.
No, that's the workbench. Stop.
Done.
Are we there?
We're almost there, yeah. We just need to attach this last piece, which is the ceramic bit, which is very fragile. And then
really fragile.
Just pop it on the post, and then it's done.
OK, cool. So you don't need my help. I should go.
Well, do you know what? You're such a strapping, strong young man.
Well,
we thought we could do with some of that strength. That's the vision we need.
That's it.
You sure this is the right way around, Dom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have the spanner there as well. Yeah.
One more. Good luck. There you go.
Thank you.
I think Dom's done a good job on this, Jay.
He's done a blinding job. I don't know what you're doing.
Me?
This is all in,
I've
mate.
been advising. Just advising.
Brilliant.
Next thing,
Pop it
Jay,
on that now.
This post?
Yeah, if you just bring it over for us.
He's sweating. Look at his face. We're trying to pretend he's not heavy.
This is easy, mate.
Go on.
Twist it. There we are.
Up. Good.
There you go.
Whack it in.
Got a hammer? Yeah?
Yeah. Done.
Oh, look.
Look at that. Right, boys. 1, 2, 3. Go on.
What are you doing? Go on.
Come on, man.
Put your back into it, man.
Look at it. That looks amazing.
What do you think, Jay? You happy?
Isn't
You've
that a
done
good
a
job?
brilliant job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Now all that's left to do is return the sign to Dorset and the two villagers who brought it to the repair shop, John and Kevin.
It was in a bit of a sorry state. All green and mildew on the top. I don't think they'll ever get it back as good as the original sign. I don't think that's possible. So I'm anxious to see it now to see really what they had done.
John, Kevin and some of the other locals are gathering for the sign's grand unveiling. Back on the village green where it was first erected 30 years ago.
Welcome everybody to this special unveiling of the refurbished village sign. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Kevin and John to unveil the sign. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
this is actually wonderful because the sign is part of the history of the village, and you can see the results of what's been going on.
I made the medallions at the top, and I think it looks fit for another 50 years.
They've done a top job. It's almost like it was new, but aged beautifully. I thought the bottom post was the original post, but I understand that it's been replaced. It's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
It's just incredible.
I don't know how they've actually done all this. Every little nook and cranny has been picked out. I think it's as good as the day it was put up here.
When this venture was first put to me, I was apprehensive of how it was all going to turn out. And I'm really, really pleased that it's turned out great. So thank you.
Back at the repair shop, Kirsten has been slowly but surely piecing together the much-loved Japanese bowl.
This, for me, is the most enjoyable part. I've done all the coloured fills, and it's now just putting on this decoration. It's really lovely if you look at sort of the way it's originally been painted. It's very, very loose, very sort of free-flowing. So I'm going to try and mimic that when I apply the decoration now. It's quite nerve-wracking. I do have to keep a very, very steady hand, and I generally don't breathe when I do it, so.
Now owner Jane is back to see if the bowl that holds so many memories can be returned to pride of place at home.
It does mean a lot, this plate, because I've lived with it all my life. So this is the moment of great excitement. I can't wait to see it.
Hello, Jane.
Hello.
How you doing? You all right?
OK, thank you, yes.
Come on, let's go and meet Kirsten.
Hi, Jane. Lovely to see you again.
Hi, me too. The moment I've been waiting for.
So, the last time you saw it was in about 12 pieces,
It
wasn't it?
It was awful and ghastly, and a tale of woe as ever there was.
There you are.
I am blown over completely. I'm so delighted. I can't not normally lost for words, but I am. The talent and the sheer skill. Do you know what, Kirsten? I tried to mend an egg cup and I made a complete mess of it, so I'm just amazed at this. It's better than it was before.
Oh, I can't
it
believe
sparkles, it really does. When I think of that Victorian glue, because that was where the original crack was, but now it's beautiful. Where it fell from was one of these modern wall decorations divided into squares.
Right.
And I was hoping to put it back in a square on blue tack or something, but what do you think that was what happened before?
What I would recommend
I'll take your recommendation.
is to get one of those stands, so you can just sort of have it up like that.
That's
and
right.
actually
In
see
its
this
stand.
Absolutely.
Yes. A ruin has been made good again to enjoy a much treasured, lovely plate that I know.
Look at that,
I'm not.
eh?
She's brilliant. She's just the very best person. I'm so pleased in every way. So thank you ever so much.
You're welcome. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Well, I was blown away, absolutely astounded at the skill of her work. And when you put your finger round the edge of the bowl, you don't feel any cracks whatsoever. So I'm delighted. And I know my family will be too. And it'll go on to the next generation.
Former fireman Steve is giving a treasured toy fire engine a complete overhaul to bring it back into service.
So I've cleaned up the ladders, cleaned up these brass runners, so the ladders are sliding beautifully now. Really pleased with it all. So I've just got to put the turntable on. It's working well, I think. Yep. And it's just a matter of putting the ladder on now. Final bit. It's all strung. I think I'll tie the rope on once it's in situ. I think that might be easier. So at this stage, I'm really hoping that the ladder extends all right. If it doesn't, then back to the drawing board. This is great. I'm relieved, absolutely relieved. Good, all done.
The engine's very proud owner, Mervyn, is back to collect his favourite old toy.
I am feeling a little bit anxious today because I remember just how fine it was when I was young. It's been like a little bit of conscience on the shelf for about 30 years, you know, slowly getting dustier. And I hope he's been able to wind the clock back.
Hello, Mervyn.
Hello, Steve.
How are you?
It's like going to the doctor, isn't it? I'm a bit anxious, Doctor. I hope you're going to treat me well.
What are you expecting?
It needed a lot of love and care and attention. And my fingers, everything's crossed.
OK, well, let me unveil it.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, I don't even... Wow! Steve, that is amazing. How on earth have you done that? Oh, my little fire extinguisher. I don't think the branch or the little platform ever looked that shiny. So actually, I think it's better than it was. Whew, amazing. Amazing. That fire extinguisher was never that brassy either.
I've made a couple of modifications. One of the main ones is that there was just the one switch that I'm assuming switched the lights on and the bell.
Yes.
And I thought for your sanity or anyone else's sanity, I would just have the bell on a push button.
Brilliant.
And the switch there for the lights.
Can I play with it? I'll do the lights first, because I think you should put the lights on first. Astonishing. They haven't glowed. Oh, there's one. Do you know, I don't even remember. We didn't talk about that one. I don't remember that one at all.
Yep, it was there.
Amazing. Can I go for the bell now?
Yes, you can.
Yes, perfect. That's so nice. Can I do the ladder?
Of course you can.
What we have to do here... Well, you will know this now, but I knew it. And you've done all the little wires as well. Oh, just amazing. Isn't it amazing?
It is.
As a former fireman, I'm going to have a struggle getting this out of the building, aren't I? I realise this.
It's a few years now since I went up one of these for real.
Amazing. Oh, I've got to go do this. See? Fantastic. Beautiful.
Do you know what? I've learned how to use it whilst repairing it and restoring it. But you then just did all the actions as if you used it yesterday. You knew absolutely naturally how to do everything.
Muscle memory from childhood, isn't it? Obviously. Yeah. This is winding the clock back considerably.
That's lovely to have memories like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you brought them back to life. It's beautiful. Stephen, thank you. That is amazing.
Very, very welcome.
Just astonishing, just astonishing. It is better than when I had it. It must now look like it did when the chap originally made it in the Dennis factory. It's fantastic. It's quite an interesting memory, isn't it? You have these things tucked away, some things you can remember, words of a song or something, and suddenly somebody shows you something, and it just seems to unlock a room of memories. So it's fantastic. It's great.
Join us next time as more treasured items are brought back to life.
Wow.